The Hunter's Burden. The film opens in 1888, London, shrouded in fog, where Gabriel Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman, roams as a weary outcast. 2 years after defeating Dracula in Transylvania, he's cursed with lycanthropy from his werewolf transformation, struggling to control his beastly urges. A scream pierces the night as a new threat emerges. Shadowy figures abducting citizens, their eyes glowing red. Van Helsing tracks them to an abandoned church, where he battles a horde of vampiric ghouls, hinting at a darker force. The camera pans to a cryptic symbol etched in blood, a cross entwined with a serpent. Act 1, The Serpent's Rise. Van Helsing seeks aid from Carl, David Wenham, his friar ally, who reveals the symbol belongs to the Order of the Serpent, a cult worshipping a forgotten vampire lord, Mordecai, sealed by Van Helsing's ancestors. Mordecai's resurrection requires a bloodline sacrifice, Van Helsing's own, tied to his angelic origins hinted in the first film. Anna Valerius, Kate Beckinsale, appears, having survived her apparent death, now leading a resistance against the cult. Their reunion is tense, with Anna blaming Van Helsing for her brother Velkin's fate. The cult, led by Sister Alara, a new actress, a seductive yet ruthless priestess, unleashes ghouls across London, turning victims into thralls. Van Helsing's lycanthropy complicates his hunt, forcing him to chain himself during full moons. A clue, a stolen relic, the Serpent's Fang, leads them to a derelict asylum, where they encounter Dr. Moreau, a new actor, a mad scientist experimenting on hybrids, hinting at the cult's next move. Act 2, The Descent into Madness. Van Helsing and Anna infiltrate the asylum, facing Moreau's creations, wolf-vampire hybrids. Flashbacks reveal Mordecai's origin, a fallen angel turned vampire, imprisoned by the Van Helsing line, his power tied to the Fang. Moreau, coerced by Alara, plans to use Van Helsing's blood to free Mordecai, offering a cure for his curse as bait. A brutal fight leaves Anna wounded, and Van Helsing, losing control, transforms, slaughtering hybrids but sparing Moreau, who escapes. The cult ambushes them, capturing Anna. Carl decodes the Fang's inscriptions, revealing a ritual site beneath St. Paul's Cathedral. Van Helsing, aided by a reformed Igor, Kevin J. O'Connor, races against time, his lycanthropy worsening. Act 3, The Final Hunt. The climax unfolds in the cathedral's crypt, where Van Helsing confronts Alara and Mordecai. The vampire lord, a towering figure with bat-like wings and serpentine eyes, emerges, overpowering Van Helsing. Anna, freed by Igor, stabs Alara, disrupting the ritual. Van Helsing, embracing his curse, transforms willingly, matching Mordecai's strength. A ferocious battle ensues, claws against fangs, culminating in Van Helsing impaling Mordecai with the fang, shattering it and sealing the Lord's essence. The crypt collapses and Van Helsing, reverting, collapses beside Anna. Carl arrives, offering a partial cure. Van Helsing retains his humanity, but gains controlled werewolf traits. The film ends with them walking into the dawn, Van Helsing vowing to hunt the remnants of the cult, his legacy redefined. Post-credits scene. In a distant jungle, Moreau examines a new hybrid, muttering, "The experiment continues," teasing a sequel.